back again with Miss Marvel, this time season 1, episode 4. Yeah, and we're going to be seeing where we carry on from last episode when we got introduced to the possible villains of this story, which was the Jinn people, including Cameron's mum and a few others who were in 1942 with Aisha when she found the bangle. And something I've been watching reactions to this episode in the meantime since I watched the last one, and through that I also noticed that when they found the bangle on a severed arm, it was blue. So is it Kree related? I mean, two things make that theory possible. Obviously, Miss Marvel is related, well, not related, but closely associated with Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel did have quite a few Kree in it. She was part of the Kree Empire. And also, if you've seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we know that the Kree were experimenting with Inhumans and everything like that. So, yeah, I think this might be very related to the Kree, which will be very interesting if we actually see a Kree person. That'd be amazing. But, yeah. Also, we had the wedding last episode, which Kamala unfortunately had to interrupt because the Jinn showed up. So I don't know if that's going to put her at odds with her family. And yeah, the Jinn people were captured by damage control, and now Nikki also knows about Kamala having powers. And Nani phoned up, Sana also phoned up and said that Kamala needs to come to Karachi, because she's been seeing the same visions that Kamala has. So I am very, very interested to see where this goes, and I am not going to mess about anymore, so let's just get into Season 1, Episode 4 of Miss Marvel, starting right now! Oh man. Ranking out of the way, this is certainly the best episode of the show so far. I didn't want it to end. Whew. Oh yeah, but yep. Like I thought, I was wondering last episode if we were actually going to travel the world. We went to Karachi. We're in Pakistan, India. Where I should really look this up. Pakistan. It's Pakistan. Of course it is. Yeah, and there we met Nani. Oh, first of all, it seems that Kamala is grounded because they think she ruined her brother's wedding, which she kind of did, but she did it for a good reason. So she's grounded for that. But yeah, at the airport we met Nani and the cousins. And yeah, Nani was so helpful this episode. You know what? From the small times we've seen her, she hasn't been that helpful on the phone, but here she was very helpful in this episode, and the most supportive person to Kamala that she's had. Well, in her family, the most supportive person that Kamala's had yet, because she knows. Well, she kind of understands something that Kamala is going through. She understands everything. She understands about the bangle, and that Kamala's got this thing that she needs to figure out. I really liked Nani in this episode, as well as her interaction with the mother. I'm sorry, I can't remember the mother's name, but I suppose I was hoping for like a little conversation between them where Nani was telling her you've got to go easier on, like something like go easier on Kamala or something. And I suppose hearing from the mother about what Nani was doing back then, I suppose I can sort of understand more of why she treats Kamala the way she does, because she is seeing how all these fantastical ideas, she doesn't believe them whatsoever, but she's seen what all these ideas do when someone gets obsessed with their fantasies. She's seen it with her mother, and she just wanted her mum to be there for her. But in this episode, well, with her though, she's trying to treat Kamala the way she wanted her mum to be with her, but she's overcompensating. Really, she's jumping down Kamala's throat every time and stifling anything that she wants to do, because it turned out that the mother was actually a bit of a rebel back then, and maybe she feels a bit resentful because because her mother wasn't there to like keep her in line, and so that's what she's doing with Kamala, except she's doing it a bit too much. And Kamala realised she has to go to the train station, where she meets Kareem. Now, and we got introduced to the Red Daggers as well. Now, Kareem, I've got to say, is awesome. I hope he makes it through this series, because I want more of him. And I'm happy he survived this episode. I want more of him. Because the scenes that we got with Kamala and Kareem was great. The scene on the beach, with the friends, the scenes in the Red Daggers home base, with Waleed as well. Very informative. We now know what the Jinn are trying to do. Because apparently the dimensions overlap each other. Like, it's sort of like people living in the 3D dimension, the 2D animation, the 2D dimension, the 4D dimension. Like, theoretically speaking, if there was like a fourth dimension, they would be able to see us, but we can't see them, because we live in the third dimension. We're not equipped to notice the fourth dimension, if that makes sense. But the people in the fourth dimension can see the third and the second and the first dimension, if there is such a thing. But so it's sort of like that, because they existed in the Noor dimension. They've been exiled to this one, and they're trying to, by using the bangle, and the powers, they can tear down the veil between. It's like a border between their dimension and the real world and this world. But by doing so, it'll cause their dimension to spill over into the real world and make everything like theirs. So it'll destroy. They're basically trying to destroy the world. So, or turn our world into theirs. So that's what they're trying to do. Speaking of which, yeah, the Jinn, they didn't last very long in prison. They escaped straight away. So that didn't really do much help. Well, I say they escaped. Maybe not all of them escaped. They left Cameron behind. She left her own son behind. And I was wrong last episode when I said that it was actually Namja who was texting Kamala about it being fine to wait for some time. It was actually Cameron who was being nice. But Namja saw that later on when she checked his phone, and she sort of thinks he's betrayed her by doing that. So they left him behind. And they made it to India. Not India. India. Why did I say India? They made it to Karachi well fast. They got there almost straight away. I don't know how they made it that far, but yeah. Also, we got a nice little scene between Kamala and her mother as well. It was the happiest scene that we've had between them, where they're actually laughing and being friendly with each other, and not just the mother disapproving of Kamala the whole time. I wish we could have more scenes like that, so I hope the mother finds a way to lean off Kamala a bit. We had it for the last like 5, 6, 7 minutes of this episode. We had an awesome fighting scene and chase scene as well through the streets of Karachi. And the whole time I was worried someone was going to die, and of course we lost Waleed. Yeah, we lost Waleed. He was so helpful, and he sacrificed himself to save Kamala and Kareem, so that's great. But then, at the end of the episode, Namja stabbed the bangle And now it looks like Kamala has been sent back to the past. Has she actually been sent back to the past, or is she just experiencing one big vision? But yeah, she's been sent back to the time of the partition when... I've just had an amazing thought. I think I know what's going to happen. But she's been sent back to the time of the partition, and I'm guessing this is where Sana and Aisha got separated from the father, and then Sana gets led back to... Nani gets led back to the train. And I've got an amazing... This will be amazing if it actually does this, but... Is Kamala going to be the one who leads Nani back to her father? Because she's got the thing. One of two things is going to happen. Either Kamala is going to witness Aisha using the bangle to lead Sana back to her father and onto the train, or is Kamala going to be the one to do it herself, in which case she's time travelled back to the past and she saved her own grandmother. Very Back to the Future vibes. So I wonder what's going to happen. I've got to say, this show is absolutely fantastic. I'm loving it so far. I liked Moon Knight for what it was, but this just feels... I just like this better, I think. I just like this better. And what I like about it, the characters are so well written, the dialogue is so great. Like, Kamala's just ability to banter with people and the interactions between the characters is so nicely written and so charming. I love it so much, and not to mention the story is very decent as well as the action. The action, I tell you what, those people who are fighting, they're great. I mean, we've killed two of the Jinn already, the two guys, and unfortunately the bald-headed one, he seems to be like one of the best fighters out of all of them. I said before, he likes jumping over stuff looking epic as he does it, but I don't know what's going to go on from now. Yeah, I'm deeply interested in this show, and I can't wait to watch the next 2 episodes tomorrow. But yeah, for now, that is all we've got for Miss Marvel. Until next time, we are over and out. Bye!